Backstage Bookish. My name is Olivia. I hope you are all keeping safe and well in what is a very kind of tense and on edge time for everybody around the world. I am coming to you today with my April TBR, which will also forever be known as the most ambitious TBR I've ever attempted to take on. Let me explain. So as you would have seen if you watch my March TBR and my March wrap up, which I'll link down below, I have been in quite the reading slump, and I've started to come out of it with the two books that I posted in my March wrap up, which was Hold Back the Tide by Melinda Salisbury and Foul is Fair by Hannah Cappin. So while I'm kind of getting back into the mood and going, I want to pick up more books, I decided to go a little bit crazy. And what I did was I asked loads of my very dear friends to choose my TBR for me. Yeah, you'll see in a minute I've got a slightly huge TBR for this month. But let's get into it, shall we? So, let me explain why this has got a bit cray-cray, but let's do it. I'll see what happens. So, what started as coming up with kind of my own reading plans, I decided to, at first, bring in one particular friend of mine and ask her to choose some books from my backlist TBR to read in April. That then kind of rolled into me putting on all of my social media and asking my friends, pick me a book to read in April. And quite a lot of people replied. So I've got quite a big backlist for April. I've got quite a large TBR. Will I get through all of these? I have absolutely no idea. But you know what? I'm up for a challenge, and they're all titles I'm really intrigued by. Okay, so we have got, first up we will talk about Project Backlist, me reading my faves. I'll link the introduction video down below so you can understand what that is. We will then talk about this one specific friend who chose some for me, and then we'll talk about ones other people have recommended for me, as well as some ones that are really intriguing to me for various reasons. I do set myself these ambitious targets, don't I? Okay, to start off with, if you have seen the video, which if you haven't seen it, I'll link it below, for one of my new projects and my new series on this channel called Project Backlist. Basically just sharing the love and the joy for all these amazing backlist titles. And what I want to do to start off with, or the first episode if you like, is going to be reading my faves. So I got in touch with a number of booktubers kind of saying, can I feature you in this video? And I'm aiming to read as many of their favourite books of 2019 as I can. And that's something I want to start this month. And these are just some of the ones I'm hoping to get to. Like I said, I'm super ambitious. The first one I definitely have to get to is The Weight of Our Stars by Kay Ancrum. So Julie from Pages and Pens shouts about this. Chelsea from Books and Ponies shouts about this. Mel from Mel to the Any shouts about this. So I'm really intrigued to definitely pick this one up. I mean, look at that. You know I appreciate a good aesthetic. Then we have my darling Garen over at Goblet of Fiction, who originally, his favourite book of 2019 was Wayward Son, which is the follow-up to Carry On. And when I spoke to him about it, I was like, okay, I want to read Wayward Son, but I haven't read Carry On. And he said, you must read Carry On. So I will be reading Carry On. Yeah, very fascinated. I really enjoyed Fangirl when I read it. End of last year I read it. Really intrigued to get to this, and hopefully we'll get to Wayward Son as well. What else do we have down here? We also have, and I think this was mentioned by Chelsea from Chelsea Stalling Reads and Chelsea from Books and Ponies, and quite a few people. We have Love from A to Z by S.K.R. Lee. It's probably going to be the lighter end of the spectrum for me this month. And then from the goddess that is Books and Lala, we're going to go for Middle Game. Again, another one, she's literally like, what do I have to do to get people to read this? It's a thick beast, but we're going to have a go, okay? So they're the ones at least I'm going to start with for reading my faves. Next up, what pile should we do next? I've got so many books listed next to me. I forgot to mention, people have given me some suggestions for ARCs to read as well. Let's talk next about the one friend that started this hailstorm and kind of storm of book recommendations. This right here is one of my best friends in the entire world, Miss Kerry Nicholson. If you are on Instagram, please go and follow her over at Wheelie Stages. She is a true blessing in my life. I love her to death. We were brought together by our love of theatre, and I do consider her one of the closest friends I have and one of the best people I've ever met. She's passionate about theatre, she's passionate about books, and she's passionate about getting accessibility and kind of access for disabled people more recognised and out there. If you do nothing other, if you turn this video off now, I don't care. Please go and give her a follow and love, because she deserves every bit of it. So it was her who I originally said, Kerry, here's my physical at-home TBR, pick me 5 books. Her reaction when I sent her my whole Goodreads list physical TBR was, for fuck's sake, Olivia, how many books do you own? And I was, you did say there was a lot. I did say there was a lot. But she has done this on title alone, and I asked her to do that because then there's no preconceptions. It's literally like, let's just go for this on title alone and what sounds interesting. So let me just pick all these up. So number 1, first one she chose that I will be reading is Taylor Jenkins Reid, Maybe in Another Life. I know this is going to pull up my emotions. Oh yeah, it's I think this is the one where her husband or her partner, who's been the love of her life, disappears. She meets up with someone else, but then actually is he still alive? And depends on what she wants to do. So this will be my first definite read because Kerry selected that one. My next definite read, because she selected it, is Come November by Katrina Van Dam. I can't remember where I saw this or where I picked it up from. I know it's basically about a cult and the world's going to end in November. I don't need to know anything other than that, but it intrigues me greatly, so I'll definitely be picking that one up. The next one might be a surprise to you that, Olivia, you haven't read this yet. No, I haven't. And I'm very scared of picking it up. But it's one of Kerry's favourites, so I will pick it up. The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. So many people have told me I need to read it. One of my best friends at work, Jen, this is her favourite book as well. And she was like, how have you not read The Book Thief? And I was like, I'll read it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it. This is happening during April. Because it's quite a chunk and I know it's historical fiction, I will try the book, but I might, if that book doesn't grab me, I might go to the audiobook for this. But yeah, it's happening! The next one as well is quite a classic YA fantasy story that I've had for ages and never picked up, but it's happening this April. I'm going to read Strange the Dreamer. I know. Oh, when she read it, I was like, oh, okay. I've been waiting for an opportunity to read that. I have this, which is the special edition. Was it from Illuma Crate that did this? But I have Muse of Nightmares as well, which is the follow-up and has silver sprayed edges. And I remember buying them just because they were pretty. And I was like, I will read them at some point. This is going to happen in April. I think I just said March. Ignore me, April. Now, the other book she picked for me off my physical TBR was a book called The Understudy by David Nichols, who I think wrote Every Day. Do you think I can find that damn book? I literally can't. I can't. So I haven't told her this. I've told her she's got to wait to watch this video. Kerry, I hope you'll forgive me that I can't read The Understudy by David Nichols because I don't know where it is. But I have another title that I think you will be happy for me to read. So there's this one book series that's currently a duology. It will be a trilogy that I told her she had to read the first book of. I was like, it's so good. It's one of my favourites of last year. She read book 1 and has subsequently gone straight through book 2 and is like desperate for book 3. I haven't read book 2 yet. Kerry, can you work it out? Can you? Okay, so instead of The Understudy by David Nichols, Kerry, I hope this is okay, I'm going to read A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. The first book in this series, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, was one of my favourite books of 2019. I just haven't got a chance to get around to this yet. But yeah, I don't have The Understudy, but I haven't read this. Kerry, I hope this is okay. So those 5 books in April are definitely happening because my best friend in the entire world picked them out for me. We've also got another pile here, and this was people who follow me on social media. So these are friends, followers, contacts, some people I know, some people I don't, but again, another load that people who I appreciate their thoughts and their opinions said, read these, and they've done exactly the same as Kerry. They've gone purely on title and or cover, because I did put the covers with some of them, okay? So we will start off with this one, A Winter's Promise, which is part of the Mirror Visitor series. Christelle Dabos. Again, Reagan over at Peruse Project raves about this, so I'm hoping to finally pick this up. I'm looking forward to that one. We have also got, which is going to be another light relief for me, Jelly by Jo Cotterill. Really easy middle grade read, like, look at the size of the font. So I'm really looking forward to picking that one up. We've got, this is from a colleague at work, Bare Mouth by Liz Hyder. I know this has been nominated for some book awards here in the UK, but we've been speaking while we've been in this social isolation about books we both, he's read, I've read, and kind of back and forth. He was like, have you read Bare Mouth? And I was like, no. He's like, you have to read Bare Mouth. let's put it on the list for April. Why not? If I'm going to do this, I might as well go big style. I also have from one of my lovely Instagram followers, Sky in the Deep was recommended by Adrian Young. Apparently very, very good. Don't know. We will find out. We did have from one of the, and I'm so happy about this one. This is where I might start for April. From one of my followers who I think commented on my personal Instagram and my blog Instagram with different ones, so I appreciated that. I'm gonna read The Diviners. I'm so excited. Yay! I have the first three. I hope I love this. I have the first three books in paperback copy, and I've got what was an arc. I know it came out in February of book 4, so I'm hoping I love this because then I can blitz the entire series. Good choice, Helen. Thank you very much. The other two, my dear friend from across the oceans, Monique. She lives down in Australia. Love you, girl. Said, why haven't you read The Starless Sea yet? I'm going to read The Starless Sea. I should say this is the art copy because I'm feeling a big floppy paperback at the moment. But I do have UK finished copies as well. So this is going to happen. And then literally about 5 minutes before I started filming this video, 2 people posted on my Instagram, and you'll know if it was you, going, oh my God, you have to read The Tiger at Midnight. It's so good. Good timing, girls, because I was just about to sit down and film. So that's my pile from everyone on social media. Do you see what I mean when I go, what am I doing to myself? Do you see what I mean? I regret this. I don't even care. Let's have some fun. Right, there is then one last pile of random books I've been picking up that I would quite like to read, but I've consciously gone for backlist titles. But some of these are a mix of things that look interesting, things I've wanted to get to for a while, but also with the librarian hats on. A lot of these are nominated for book awards here in the UK, so I think it would be really good to read them so I can kind of get involved and speak about those. The ones not involved in book awards that really taken my eye: Aurora Rising by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This would help towards my 2020 goal of reading J. Kristoff's backlist. I also have an arc of Aurora Birding as well. So this needs to be on the list. So pretty, it's still in the wrapper. Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. I also have an arc of Ruthless Gods. This is the Owl Crate edition. I'm obsessed with this cover. So either The Diviners or this will be first. I think I'm in that kind of gothic-y, spooky mood. What else do we have down here that's not book awards? This isn't book awards. Death Prefers Blondes by Caleb Roerig. I literally read one line, this and was like, that's going to happen. As it turned out, a pissed off drag queen with a grappling hook was a force to be reckoned with. Sold! Done! Sold! That will definitely be happening. And then some of the books that are coming up on book award shortlists, I'm going to read On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. This queen apparently in the next week or so is announcing details of book 3. So your girl needs to get on this. I'm going to read The Places I've Cried in Public by Holly Bourne, who is a fabulous UK YA author. And this has just been nominated for, I think it's the YA Book Prize 2020. So want to get on this. Another one I've seen on a lot of book award shortlists is Internment by Samira Ahmed. Same goes for Patron Saints of Nothing by Randy Rebay. Same goes for The Quiet at the End of the World by Lauren James. I've heard that picked up a lot. And finally, The Boxer by Nikesh Shukla. I have to say, I read his previous book last year, this one called Run Riot. Highly recommend it. Brilliant writing style, just really fast paced, would be such a good film. That's the kind of writing it is, so I highly recommend that. But this is The Boxer. Yeah, and then this is just, you know, new releases and arcs. I need to talk to you about arcs. Where is my phone? Because I had recommendations for 3 different arcs as well that I currently have, which I also put on my Instagram at StageyBookish. Hit me up down below. So I also on my reading plans, as if that wasn't enough. You know how it is. Got time on my hands. As if that wasn't enough, I'm also going to be reading arcs of Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston. I am going to be reading the arc of Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bashadoust. And I'm going to be reading the arc, who do I have to thank for this? Who was it? Ramblings of the Book Addict. Thank you, because I am going to be reading the arc of my most anticipated book of 2020, Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. I'm so excited. All the bookish goodness, all the bookish goodness. yeah, so in the UK, we're on lockdown for another couple of weeks, so I'll definitely get a chunk of this done. So excited. Well, we'll see how we go. I'm sure you're going to be getting some reading blogs and lots of updates. My biggest kind of way, if you want to keep most up to date with what I'm kind of reading, is Goodreads. So get on my Goodreads, which again is down below. Yeah, just a small challenge for me during the month of April. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. What are you reading this month, folks? Tell me down below, tell me. Are you reading any of these? Have you read any of these? Where should I start? I've given you a lot of titles here. Where should I start? There's a challenge for you. Hit me up down below in the comments. This is Olivia. This is Stay Bookish. It's going to be an interesting month. I'll see you folks on my next video. Bye!